as I've mentioned, today we will be discussing about absorbing Markov chains. But before we go to absorbing Markov chains, let us first answer the assignment that I gave in the last session, which is what you see on the right side of your screen uh, about ergodic Markov chains. So as you will recall, we will still continue to work on example number one, which is about the three service stations A, B, and C. Um, just to illustrate how to solve problems on ergodic Markov chains. So just as a review, I introduced two types of Markov chains last meeting. The first one is the ergodic Markov chains, where we said that these Markov chains consist of states that are aperiodic uh, and also states that are recurring. Whereas for absorbing Markov chains, it consists of states that are transient and absorbing. Okay, so a special feature of the ergodic Markov chain is that we are able to calculate steady state probabilities or long run probabilities. Okay, so therefore, uh, that leads us to this sample problem where we're being asked in letter A to find the steady state market share of each service station. So as discussed last meeting, we said that there will come a point where the values of your state variables, in this example A, B, and C, will actually reach a point of equilibrium such that even if you multiply it with the one-step transition matrix, there will no longer be changes as far as the market shares of each of the three stations are concerned. So if you recall, we gave this formula last meeting. Okay, to illustrate how we can calculate for the steady state or the long run market shares of each station. Okay, so take note that pi I here represents the steady state or equilibrium values. Okay, so since the state space consists of three possible states, A, B, and C, then we can actually write down uh, the equation as pi steady state values for service station A, steady state value for service station B, and the steady state value for service station C. And when we multiply this by the one-step transition matrix above, okay, so let us copy that, 0 0.6, 0 0.2, 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0.5, 0.2, 0 0.2, 0 0.3, and zero point 0.7, okay, this should be equal to, the product of these two should be equal to the same steady state values. There will be no more changes as n approaches infinity. Okay, so with this working equation, we can actually expand it through matrix multiplication to come up with the following equations. No? So as you can see, this is how it works. 0.6 times pi a plus zero point 0.2 times pi b plus zero point 0.1 times pi c is equal to pi a. So as you can see, if we switch it over, 0.6 times pi a is equal to pi a. So we switch it over, we subtract pi a. 0.6 minus pi a becomes negative 0.4 pi a. Okay, and then you have plus 0.2 of pi b plus 0.1 of pi c. This is what we're doing. We're multiplying pi b with zero point 0.2, pi c with zero point 0.1, and pi a with zero point 0.6. However, zero point 0.6 pi a, there's pi a on the right side. Okay, so we have to move it to the left side, subtract negative 1 pi a from zero point 0.6. That will give us negative 0.4. Okay, and since we have moved pi a to the left side of the equation, then the right side becomes 0. Okay, so we will do the same for the second column and the third column. So we do zero point 0.2 times pi a plus zero point 0.5 times pi b plus zero point 0.2 times pi c is equal to pi b. Okay, as you can see, you have zero point 0.5 pi b and then you have pi b on the right side. So bring this to the left side, you'll have negative zero point 0.5 pi b. Okay, so again, let's do that. 0.2 times pi a. So let's write it down. 0.2 times pi a. Then minus zero point 0.5 times pi b. Again, this is because when we multiply zero point 0.5 by pi b on the left side, on the right side, there's pi b. So when you bring it to the left side, you subtract. So it becomes negative zero point 0.5 pi b. Okay, and then let's continue. You have 0.2 times pi c. That's zero point 0.2 times pi c, and then the right side becomes equal to 0. Let's do the same for the last column. So you have zero point 0.2 times pi a, then plus 0.3 times pi b, and then plus 0.7 times pi c minus pi c will be negative 0.3 times pi c equal to 0. Now, as you can see, uh, 0 will satisfy all of these equations, no? And therefore, this set of three equations and three unknowns will actually produce a lot of possible solutions. So in order to avoid that, we just add a normalizing equation, which is a summation of all the market shares should be equal to 1. So we write it as pi a plus pi b plus pi c. So to solve simultaneously, that is equal to 1. To solve simultaneously, you just choose 3 out of the 4 equations, but make sure to include this equation, okay, in the system of equations. And then you solve for pi a, pi b, and pi c. So, of course, we will no longer show how to solve systems of linear equations. We will just provide the answer. And I think I did provide the answer to you last meeting, no? So, so you can choose any 3 out of the 4, but make sure any 2 out of the 3 rather, choose 2 out of 3 and then choose this one and then solve the system of equations, and pi b will be equal to 0.2857 and pi c will be equal to 0.4571. So this will be the answer for letter A. Okay, so we're done with this. Steady state market share of each service station. For letter B, we're asked to calculate how many weeks. Again, time, it's the amount of time on the average that a customer from station C will have to go back for the first time. Okay, so you're actually being asked the amount of time, which is M in our notation last meeting, okay, expected or average length of time to go from station C, okay, to go back for the first time, no? To go back to station C, to go back to itself for the first time. Okay, how much time will that take? Okay, so again, we've learned from last meeting that the formula for M, okay, Mij, okay, in this case is Mii, okay, the formula is equal to 1 plus the summation of Pik, then Mkj, okay, where K is not equal to J. Okay, and again, as I mentioned in our last session, this is actually a recursive or an iterative formula where you have to solve for the other m's to produce the number of equations needed to solve the system of equations. Okay, but we start with this basic equation. MCC is equal to 1 plus, okay, let's expand. Again, we know that there are three possible states, A, B, and C. This is your subscript I. This is your subscript J. Okay? So you're basically saying how much time will it take if you are in C right now, station C, how much time will it take before you go back to station C for the first time? Okay? So therefore, the equation would now be expanded as follows. 1 plus. Okay, take note that when you get the summation, you have to exclude C from this one. So therefore, P, your I is C, but your K can be A, but not C. Okay, PCA, then M, A, your J is C. Okay, then plus P, your I is C. Okay, and then your K, the next state possible is B. Okay, so take note that this one is A, this one is B, and that's it. M, B. Okay, if this is A, this is A, this is B, this is B, and then M, B, C. You cannot have PCC because K should not be equal to your J. So that's the first equation that you can actually formulate. Okay, but take note that in this equation, you know the one-step transition probability from C to A, and you know the one-step transition probability from C to B. However, you have three unknowns, MCC, MAC, and MBC. So therefore, you need to set up an equation in order to get MAC and MBC. Okay, so let's start with MAC. Okay, so to get the equation for MAC, we simply follow this equation again. Okay, so MAC is equal to 1. In this problem, letter B, we're just being asked to solve for MCC, but we need the equation for MAC and MBC to be able to solve for MCC. So again, MAC is equal to, following this equation, plus, okay, summation of, okay, this time, this is your I, this is your I, this is your J. Okay, so 1 plus Pi, so that's your A, and then your J should not be, your K should not be equal to J. So therefore, you can have A and B, but not C. Okay, so you can have PAA, then, so if this is A, this has to be A also, MA, and then this has to be J, C. Okay, and then the next one will be PI, so that's PA, and then your J can be B because that's not equal to your J. So, and then you multiply by M, B, C. And then that's it. You cannot have PC because your C is equal to J. So therefore, that's your second working equation. You know PAA from your one-step transition matrix, you know PAB, okay, but still you have MAC, MBC, and MCC as your unknowns. So therefore, the last working equation that you need will be MBC. Okay, so MBC is therefore equal to 1 plus, okay, again, this time, this is your I. Again, this is tedious, no? Tedious in terms of setting up your equations. For as long as you know this formula, you can just follow it and then set up the equations. So plus pi, so this time your I is b, your j can, your k here, pik can be a, can be b. Okay, so if this is a, your m, this one should also be a, and then this is your j, which is c. And then plus p, so this time your k after your b with b, this is your I, pik. So after a, you'll have b here, and then m, b, c. Okay, so now you have three equations, three unknowns. You know this, you also know this. So you just substitute the one-step transition probabilities in these equations in order to come up with a system of equations for with three unknowns. Okay, so for the p values in these equations, you have to get it from this one-step transition matrix over here. Okay, this is where you will get it. Okay, so let's plug in the values. So example, PCA, okay, PCA and PCB, you will get it here. PCA is 0.1, PCB is 0.2. Okay, so therefore, you will have this equation, okay, for the first equation, you will have MCC equal to 1 plus your PCA, which is 0.1 times MAC, and then your PCB is equal to zero point 0.2 times MBC. For equation number 2, you will now have MAC is equal to 1 plus 0.6 MAC, okay, plus the transition probability from A to B is 0.2 multiplied by MBC. And then last equation, MBC, okay, this one is equal to 1 plus PBA, transition from B to A, will be equal to 0.2 MAC plus transition from B to B. B to B is 0.5 times MBC. So here you have three equations, three unknowns. You solve simultaneously, just like what we did in letter A. So you will be able to come up with MAC equal to, I think I gave this to you last time, 4.375 weeks. MBC equal to 3.75 weeks. And then solving this system of equations simultaneously, you will now have MCC, which is what we want to solve for this problem, is equal to 2.1875 weeks. Okay, so therefore, for letter B, this is what we wanted. MCC is equal to 2.1875 weeks. This simply means that if you are in state C right now, or if you are patronizing service station C right now, it will take you an average of 2.1875 weeks or 2.1875 transitions for you to be able to go back to station C on the average for the first time. Okay, so this is again a problem that concerns the first return. Okay, the length of time that it will take for you to return to C for the first time. Okay, and I think I also mentioned, hold on. I also mentioned last meeting that a special formula for MII if I is equal to J, okay, is equal to 1 over pi I. Okay, so if you want to avoid all this lengthy calculation, then you can just solve MCC as equal to 1 over pi c, which was what we computed earlier uh, as the long run probability, for long run market share for service station C, which is 0.4571. Okay, so if you divide 1 by 0.4571, then you should get 2.1875. Okay, so this is another alternative to solve for MCC. Okay, and finally, you have to go faster since we lost several minutes there fixing the problem. Let us see how many weeks on the average. Again, this is the expected or the average number of weeks it will take the process or a customer to move from station A. So number expected amount of time is always M to move from A to become to go to station C for the first time. Okay, so how many weeks on the average for customer who is in station A right now to patronize service station C for the first time? Okay, so MAC, I think we have solved that here. Okay, so it's equal to 4.375 weeks. So if you are a station A customer, uh, you are expected to transition to station C for the first time after 4.375 weeks.